Hi, I'm Stephanie and this is my home, the 16th century Chateau de Lalande. Lalande was owned for hundreds of years by a family of marquises who were at the heart of French royal life. One of them even had the honour of being sent by King Louis XV to greet Marie Antoinette on her arrival in France. But, far from being a stuffy museum, this chateau is a living home. I live here all the time and am regularly joined by my mother, my family, my friends, and wonderful volunteers from all over the world who help me to lovingly restore this historic home. Welcome to Lalande, a chateau filled with life, love, and laughter. The whole family is together and we are going on an awfully big adventure past the strange corralling system that Selmar has invented to try and lure the sheep into the other field, because Selmar has found a new path along the river to go to the old ruined mill, and he says that he thinks there's a wood-fired oven in there too. So we're going to see if we can find it, and it's such a beautiful day that we thought it would be a lovely walk for all of us, and we've brought biscuits because I can't bear a walk without provisions. Bye Lalande, see you in a sec. Can you tell us about this route that you're taking us on?
In the left I saw where people was walking, so I thought follow that, and then suddenly I saw the river.
So you're saying that all of the locals know much better than we do the route on our property?
I think locals with ducks.
Yeah.
Because then you go for a walk.
Okay, well I'm excited.
Yes.
Let's go and see. And there is our dog. Oh, I filmed him in a private moment. Antoine, the intrepid explorer. I like your stick, Antoine. So, this is what you saw, this tiny little track?
Yes.
I would never have noticed that.
No,
never.
Okay, after you, Antoine, intrepid explorer. So I wonder if it's just a deer track. Do you think that people use it too?
It's an animal track.
Here, you have to go under there. Great mossy tree, hey Diesel? Yes, I think he's agreeing with me. Here I come.
Okay.
Okay. Way!
It's like fairy tale again.
It is, it's a fairy tale.
Now everything is green.
Oh, and all of the moss on the stones.
And you can walk all around here.
I cannot believe that we have never walked on this path by the stream before.
I was asked a few years ago by the Marquis if we were keeping it nice and clear.
I didn't know what he meant.
I didn't know which path he was talking about. We will have to clear this path.
Definitely.
Enchanted Path.
Can we call it that? Can we call it the Enchanted Path?
Yes.
Which way is the mill? I've completely lost my bearings.
On the left.
Oh, fantastic. I've just spotted the mill. Look, you can see it through the trees here, on the other side of the bank.
Yes, that's right.
I don't know if anybody can see that from my filming, but there is the ruined mill. The mill is well camouflaged. I'm not overlaying any music on these shots because I want you to hear the beautiful sounds of nature here. Well, we've now walked well past the mill on this side of the stream, so I don't know where we're hoping to ford it. Diesel? Nothing. Diesel? Nothing. I'm pretty sure. I think that your dog is deaf. So you're telling me he's just ignoring me?
Look at the height of the trees.
I can't believe how beautiful it is. I love the boulders all the way along the stream. We found a crossing spot and we're using Antoine as a guinea pig.
Scout.
Oh yeah, sorry, I meant scout, Antoine.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, I like this. This is looking good. I'm looking forward to watching Diesel cross. Mummy, as always, is forging her own path, making it look very easy. Come on, Diesel, you can do it. We should come and paddle here in summer and have a picnic here. Looking back at the way we came, I don't know if you can see that above the big boulders, there's actually a little stone wall. So this was all man-made, and I can't imagine the work that went on here hundreds of years ago. We have to ask ourselves, where are these stones from? What are they doing here? Why have they been placed like this? Unless the stream was a massive river in the past, there's no need for a wall this big at the bottom of a slope anyway. And they're clearly cut by man. And look, there's a hole in this one that is obviously man-made. I think this is fascinating. We need an archaeological historian to come here and work this out. It's a mystery, and a very, very ancient one at that. The elusive Nick and I each have our own favourite theory. His is that these were originally the base of a castle wall, and mine is that they were originally an ancient dolmen which has been dismantled and piled up here. This region is still filled with very ancient dolmens in some of the fields, so why wouldn't there have been one here? It's possible, and many people have told us that they feel very strong energy and ley lines here. There are even more huge boulders along here, which I think rather disputes my theory, because it wouldn't have been so much a dolmen as Stonehenge if they were all from the same ancient monument. But I think Nicholas and Mummy must be right. They've been cut. I think they must have been part of a huge castle. If anybody knows anything about ancient stones like this, then please let me know what your theories are. I would be absolutely fascinated.
Could it be from the old part of the chateau which burned down, or the two towers, the two watchtowers that we have lost completely?
Or it could, more likely, given the size of them, be the old medieval castle that doesn't exist anymore.
Absolutely. And if it was an old chateau around here, it might link with the story of a tunnel between here and the chateau.
Oh wow.
Yes, there was a story about that. That from the chateau all the way down to the mill here, there is a hidden tunnel. The Marquis who sold us the chateau told me that his father had been shown the entrance to it when he was a young boy, and he remembered it well, but it did not get passed on, and now nobody knows where it is. Every chateau in France, as far as I can tell, has a rumour about a tunnel. Fewer of them have actual tunnels that can actually be pointed to. Let's see if we can find ours. Antoine, are you going to find the tunnel?
Yes.
Good. And there we can see the chateau in the distance. Just in front of it, the thing that's disguised as a bush is the ruined mill. Now let's go and see if we can find what Selmar saw. And Mummy's stopping with dandelions.
Look how pretty.
It's beautiful. Are you going to make a wish?
It's not going to happen. It will happen.
Here's another of those beautiful wild orchids just growing at the base of the old mill.
There is still the little channel for the water. It was a water mill, obviously. Look at the water is still running after how many hundreds of years?
This channel comes from the lake of the chateau, which obviously isn't there anymore, but will be again one day. And this is where the water wheel would have been. It's pretty lucky you're wearing Wellingtons, Mummy.
Yes, it's still working. All we need is a bit of a...
All we need is a lake and a wheel and a mill. And then we're good to make the flour. This reminds me of the temple that I just went to in Cambodia, Ta Prohm, where there are amazing fig trees holding the entire temple together now.
Admittedly, the vines are a tad bigger there and the building is a little more spectacular, but...
And we have our own Ta Prohm here. I hope there's a way that we can restore it and keep these against it. It's part of the building now.
Cut the ivy off from the top,
yes,
from where you don't want it to further damage.
I feel like Lara Croft.
Where are you, Selmar?
Selmar started the renovations actually. He's how much longer, Selmar, till we can move in?
I think give me 2 hours and then I can make it.
2 hours. 2 hours and we'll move in. You found it! You were right! There's a bread oven! There's an actual bread oven! I can't believe it! This is incredible!
This is from the old door, I think.
I'm stepping on the old joists. The ceiling joists are all on the floor. Yeah. I'm amazed that there's a bread oven here when it was all part of the same estate. And Lalande already has an enormous, nearly 3-metre diameter bread oven. Perhaps it was to test the flour when they were using the mill and check if it was working.
I think it's about 2 meters.
This one's big as well.
2 meters, yeah. If you see. Nice cake.
Look at this. Look at that old domed wall. It is huge. Whoa, it's not as big as the one at Lalande, but it's still far bigger than most bread ovens that I've seen. Selmar, what a discovery, you genius.
I liked it.
Indiana Jones does it again.
I'll have a look. Oh, look at that. There was something to hook the door on.
Yes.
Wow, it's quite big. Well, we need Jerry again.
Can you believe we've been here 15 years and we've never seen this?
I can well believe it. I've never been to your charming wood either.
Well, there we go. Still more discoveries, maybe
Yes.
next week.
And you see also the chimney.
Oh, shall I come into the chimney with you, Mummy?
Come.
Oh. Oh my goodness! Okay, well, let's not stand under it, Mummy, because it might collapse at any minute. Okay, yeah. So you think the floor level has risen by 1.5 meters?
Yes, I think so. Because there you see the
Look
from
at the ceiling.
Oh my goodness.
joists.
But that couldn't have been the ceiling. You wouldn't have the oven that close to the ceiling.
I think this could be the from
chimney.
the chimney.
Yes, that's the chimney joists, yes.
And that
And then a metre further down seems about right.
Yes, absolutely. And look, a perfectly good tile.
So we should be able to salvage a lot of them from the floor
Well,
here.
we should try, because if one day
One day, Mummy, well, yes, one day, of course.
yes.
But we have to do it in a way that somehow keeps the extraordinary charm of it now as well.
Absolutely. But the chimney is still there at the top.
Yes,
Let's have a
those
look.
tiny,
Which one can
tiny
see?
little tiles.
Yes.
Next time we should come with hard hats. I didn't know it was going to be so exciting today.
No, and there is a window.
Oh, yes, a window. And look, the whole building has fallen around it, but the shutter's going strong.
Oh, I would love to come and start clearing. I really would love to.
Go, mountain goat, mother of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go and see what Antoine's discovered.
A door here.
Okay, show me the door. I'll follow you. We can't get in? Oh, there's something blocking it from behind.
Yes.
Well, that is annoying. A beam seems to have fallen down behind the door. We can't open it. Okay, let's go round and see if we can get in another way.
Yes, I think I can see in.
You found the door!
Yes.
I can't believe you found a way in, Antoine. What can you see? Maybe don't go in case it carries on falling. Someone's been here not that long ago because there's plastic there. What else can we see? More plastic. I think this room's going to need a bit of clearing out. And you can barely tell because of all of these vines, but there's a window and it's still got the window pane and the bars, but the vines have made a mockery of the bars. They've just pushed them out of the way. Window needs a bit of a clean. Do you like it?
Yeah, that's fun for children.
Yeah, it's not safe enough to go in yet. We've had a good look from the outside. Oh, what is that? That is from the door. What's it doing there? Just the hinge. What is that
There
stone?
is a ridge
Oh, a carved stone.
and the triangular one.
That's a big jigsaw puzzle.
Oh,
Antoine, a good jigsaw puzzle for you.
Yes.
So what's your theory, Mummy? Why two bread ovens on the same estate so near one another?
I think this being the mill, the people from the village would bring their wheat here. It would be milled for them, and they would also on Sunday or whatever day, they would offer the possibility of cooking their bread here at a price. And the milled flour, of course, a cut would go to the lord of the chateau.
I love this. You've already created an entire cottage industry in your mind.
Darling, I know about ancient times.
Well, I love it. I love this. I love this discovery today. Even the elusive Nick is out of shot, but he's looking pretty happy. Selmar has found a way that we can see the construction of the oven.
And then you see the roof and still that the pans are on it.
Oh, they've still got the tiles.
Yes.
Yes. So this would have been the sort of lean-to that was built to accommodate the actual oven.
Yeah, to protect.
Oh yes, with the
Protect it from
domed roof of the oven there.
Yes.
Selmar, Mummy and I have just been talking, and we would like to restore this in a way that every missing wall would be replaced with a glass wall, and as much as possible that the roof would have glass to let light in, and then all of these walls, we would like to somehow leave these on but reinforce them, and obviously remove the new ivy that will carry on destroying. But I want to keep this sense of this ancient fusion between nature and architecture. It's just too beautiful.
The inside you have to clean everything. From the outside I would let it
that
stay.
is very beautiful.
Yes, it is
But-
amazing.
But we've got to take the new one out.
Yes.
Those big bushy bits there.
Yeah, that's true. Because we didn't have to make a construction to get a new roof on.
Exactly.
I'm glad that you're already at the roofing stage, Selmar.
Yes.
I like your optimism.
Start with the roof. Like the chapel, start with the roof to get no more water in it, and then you
Absolutely.
can make the construction nicer and better. And but
Bit
first
by
start with
bit.
the roof.
The moment I certainly have been waiting for.
Ah mince, ils sont un peu cassés.
Oh, c'est pas grave. Marie's brought biscuits for us. Because what is a walk without
That's
a little
wonderful.
picnic?
Wonderful.
Merci. Mummy's walking past the old fishery area. This dip has a grill because when the lake was emptied, the water would be allowed out through here. The grill would allow the water to carry on down to the stream, but all of the poor fish would be trapped in here. And that is how they would fish for carp. Even from this distance, it's already camouflaged again, the mill. This is where our lake used to be. We just have a wetland now. And one day we want to put this lake back. And my patrons are making a huge difference to that. Very, very soon we'll hit our next target and be able to get the first big survey done. And before I walk back to the chateau, I want to take this moment to give a huge thank you to my patrons. It's because of you that we're able to dream now of finishing these projects. It's because of you that I absolutely believe the lake will be back. And I've been thinking that I would like you to have a little part of the joy that we have whenever one of our targets is reached. And we've reached already the target for repairing the stained glass window of the chapel. So this afternoon I'm going to go onto the Patreon site and give you a 1-hour audio file, if I can work out how to do it, of the dawn chorus of the birds here at Lalande. And when we reach the next target for the lake, which will be soon, I'll put an audio file of the frogs in the evening. It's the sound filmed from my bedroom. It's a sound that I go to sleep to every night at the moment. And I have a couple of hours of that. It's so soothing. They're incredibly loud in the spring. So to all of my patrons, If you listen to that audio file of the birds at Lalande, it will be as though you're here with us today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gives you just one tiny fraction of the joy that you're giving to us. Thank you. What a beautiful walk that was. How lucky I feel to be able to live here. Thank you for joining us. Bye from Lalande. See you on Tuesday.
A huge thank you to all of our patrons at Lalande who are making this vlog possible, especially our Marquis and Marquises of Lalande, Dan Banda, Daniela, Danelle Bernakovic, Laura Demare, Caroline Foster, Brenda Gibbons, Lorca Hutakova, JC Award, Maureen Palmer, Colleen Troyer, Brian Woodward and David Young. And thank you to all of you.